Hey guys, it's Autumn here, and welcome back to another D&D story time. It has been a little while, but thank goodness we are finally back in college right now, so I will have more stories for you guys. So this semester we've got, I guess, 4 campaigns going on, 4 completely different dungeon masters. But today we are not focusing on my campaign, nor are we focusing on my friend Kelsey's campaign, which should hopefully be starting again soon. We're focusing on my friend Frank's campaign. So this campaign takes place in, I suppose, like an island empire sort of surrounding, where we find ourselves in the beginning of the campaign on an island inhabited by dwarves and orcs who live together there. And throughout the rest of the world, humans and elves are fighting. So of course, not knowing this, I created my character prior to the knowledge and created a half-elf, who technically should not exist, but does. And I love her and her abilities, so there's that. So today we're going to be talking about my Warlock character, who I have been loosely teasing, Anatentha of Arnos, and her traveling companion, my best friend Kelsey's character, Aris. There are illustrations of both. I did end up taking a screen recording of some of the drawing I was doing in Procreate for Anatentha, so I wanted to share that first, and then there is the quick Procreate time-lapse version of Aris, and then the time-lapse version of Anatentha. So, Anatentha, shortened to Anna, is a warlock and a wizard. So, the spell slots are a little weird, and most people tell me that is the dumbest combination, but hear me out, backstory allows for this. Given the fact that a lot of my friends like to watch my videos and hear my perspective on campaign stuff, I am not going to be sharing her backstory except for as it comes up in game at the moment. Later on, I will actually share the rest of her story, but for now, keep it kind of vague. So Anna was raised by a human an elven mother and a human father, I believe. I'd have to double check her backstory at the moment to remember. And was very good at magic at a young age, just took a liking to it and enjoyed it, but given her half-elven status, she was bullied, she was picked on, she was attacked multiple times with spells and weapons from her peers, and is gravely scarred across her back, on her legs, except for on her arms. Her one arm was badly burned though when she was younger, but given that the circumstances of said burning are not common knowledge to my party, I am not willing to share it at this time. Her parents did, however, die when she was younger, when she was about 16, 17, and she, after that point in time, became a follower of the Raven Queen. The Raven Queen bestowing power upon her, so she became a warlock and a wizard. Her studies from when she was younger becoming her wizard levels, and her connection to her patron becoming her warlock levels. So that is specifically Anna's backstory. This design is meant to show off the more battle-ready characteristics. So she has tattooed designs up her arms as sort of like a focus for her wizard magic. And then she has her sword, which is her packed weapon for the Raven Queen, and her cape kind of fans out behind her when she activates her sword, making her look a bit more regal and terrifying in battle. Next we have Aris. Aris is her tiefling traveling companion who was married, but her husband left her after she gave birth, wow, my English is number 1, gave birth to a stillborn son and left her alone. Aris is a hunter, which is where her main capabilities come from. She is actually a ranger, interestingly enough, so she is good with long-range weaponry, but she tends to fight with daggers instead, which I think is a neat spin on the class. So she's a red tiefling with like a brown-black horn, short curly hair, pointed ears, and red skin, and green eyes. I gave a couple flares to this design. Kelsey drew her slightly differently in more of a fabulous glamour sort of look, but given her backstory and given her hunting necessity and later on her bounty hunter capabilities, it felt more natural to put her in toned down browns and greens and grays, because it would work better in hiding in the woods or just in plain sight so she didn't draw too much more attention to herself. She's still wearing her wedding ring as was specified by Kelsey, and that's about it. We did have our first session, which was highly amusing. We started off in a tavern. We met the rest of our party. Aris and Anna were very close most of the time, except for when Anna was showing off some of her powers. For some context, our one friend Nate likes to play as Link from Legend of Zelda as his characters, so he was playing as, to the best of my knowledge, Link's Awakening Link, so he washed up on shore, unsure about anything other than that he had to go fight Ganon, and that he was from Hyrule. He does speak only in the Link way of speaking with the "hya" and the things of that nature, so I spoke to him telepathically with a special ability I have as a warlock to understand more and conveyed this information to our cleric friend, Adric, I think, who's played by our friend Chris, who also plays Poem of Dream. And I may or may not already want to fight Chris's character. He is a cleric, but a pacifist cleric, so he does not fight, he simply heals and charms people. It's interesting, and it's a neat way of handling it. It's just annoying when he preaches the entire time that we're just trying to kill people. Funny enough, though, in our first encounter with a group of bandits, we only managed to kill one, and the other three were charmed and handcuffed. So, not exactly our best showing of damage, but it was definitely interesting. It was a very fun time, and I got to show off some of Anna's abilities, and Aris landed the final blow, sadly, so I did not get my first kill, but it was very fun. So I will be playing in this campaign once a week, and then the rest of the week will be contributed to one-shots, small practice rounds, testing out characters, and whatever else seems to fit for the time being. And then Thursdays will be my days for my campaign. So hopefully I will have some new stories to tell for the adventures of my Whitestone party, as we are getting closer to them figuring out what's happening in that campaign, and it's very funny to watch as it all comes together. So these illustrations are, this is the second illustration of Anna that I've done. I wanted to do something a little bit more in-depth and detailed, but in my detail, I forgot about her wristbands. So she's missing her Mercer wristbands for this illustration, which makes me very sad because it would have worked so well. The story behind the wristbands, by the way, is so she can cast mage armor on herself to buff her armor class in a fight, because she does have that. So that is the purpose of the armband, if you were curious. And Aris, this was the first illustration and the only illustration I have of her thus far. I sketched her out one evening in my sketchbook, fell in love with the design, and rendered her out in this way. I want to watercolor paint both of them at some point. I've done a Copic illustration of Anna by this point, so I am just very excited to share these characters, and I am really in love with the design. Looking back at Anna's, though, I wish I'd made the cloak a little longer, because it looks quite short in this illustration, so that's always something to do next time. But all of her weaponry is customized as well, so it makes it quite fun for me. So that's about all I have to say. I feel like I've rambled long enough about my character and Kelsey's character, and I hope to ramble about the rest of the party in the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye everyone! Hey guys, if you like this video, be sure to check out another one over there, and if you want to see the full playlist for this series, check out over here. Thank you for watching, and subscribe if you like, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye everyone!